For those of us who have multiple devices set up for work and play, you know how hard it is to have a minimal setup and be able to switch regularly between them back and forth, especially if they're different devices like Mac and PC. I've been battling this problem ever since I started working from home, with the majority of corporate devices I've been given being Windows laptops, while I prefer using a MacBook as my primary home computer. While I had become accustomed to an older model dock that Alex had given me, it was rather finicky when connecting between laptops to my display and required specific ports for certain things more than others. I was delighted when the BenQ team reached out to us asking if we wanted to check out the beCreatus DP1310 docking station, and I've now been using it for a few months. Thank you so much to BenQ for sending us a review unit. They did not preview this review prior to us posting it. Let's take a closer look. The BenQ beCreatus DP1310 docking station has quite the long list of features for those looking to use it for multiple purposes. It has dual source integration, so it can connect to multiple devices at a time via USB-C and HDMI 2.1, and you can switch between them with a single switch. This is ideal for those looking to swap between a computer and/or PS5 or other gaming devices simultaneously. You can also connect up to 3 monitors at 4K 60Hz via USB-C. My current setup just has one gigantic monitor, and I will occasionally use my laptop monitor if needed, but having this option is fantastic. My biggest concern was the number of ports on the docking station. I have quite a few devices that are typically plugged in, from my laptop and keyboard to my webcam and microphone. The beCreatus DP1310 features 4 ports in the front and 9 in the back. In the front are 2 USB-A ports, one fast-charging USB-C port, a 3.5mm headphone jack, and the primary switch you'd use to go back and forth between devices. On the back is another USB-C fast-charging port, 3 HDMI 2.1 ports, 1 display port, an Ethernet port, and 3 USB-A ports. The DP1310 shows the connectivity options on the back with which ports can be used for in and out. The docking station can confidently power a variety of devices, including the MacBook M1 and M2 chips, PS5, Xbox gaming devices, and more. It can also charge devices up to 100-watt fast charging via USB-C and can transfer files via USB from speeds at up to 10 gigabytes per second. In the past few months that I've been using this docking station, I have had very few qualms with it. Coming from my previous docking station, I find myself being able to seamlessly switch between my Windows laptop and MacBook on a daily basis without issue. Using the docking station, I no longer have to have a separate cable to charge my laptops, and it can be simultaneously connected to my display and charge the device altogether. In addition to that, it's pretty common for me to use almost all the ports at the same time. In this instance, my keyboard and mouse are plugged in via USB-A in the back, with my microphone, while my webcam uses one of the 2 remaining USB-A ports in the front. This leaves one open USB-A port to use when I need to plug in an additional device to charge, like my keyboard. My display connects via HDMI port, and my laptop is both charged and connected via a USB-C cable. Even with all of this, there's still room for more if I were to change my setup in the future. With having this many devices connected, I was worried about how the docking station would hold up over time. I've been able to navigate constant usage with everything at once effortlessly. That being said, my biggest gripes with the beCreatus DP1310 docking station have been less with its functions and more with aesthetic. The docking station itself is impressively modern and minimalist looking. I'm a fan of the dark gray metallic color and the cleanliness of the forest green switch that's easy to operate. The build quality is evident here, and it looks and feels sturdy. Despite occasionally getting warm, I have never felt that the material was too warm to touch. There's also rubber grips on the bottom that keep it sturdy and in place. While I prefer my docking station lying down on my desk, there's also an option to stand it up vertically as well. The docking station has an aluminum alloy surface that BenQ advertises as being great for cooling performance. While this may be true, I have a bit of a hate-love relationship with this design. I prefer this look over just a smooth rectangular surface because these crevices also act as a nice design function. But I have noticed over time that it's an easy way to capture dust and other small particles in between. This means I'm using a blower or duster to constantly clean it. Additionally, because I have quite a few peripherals connected to the docking station, there is a potential that your desk setup may look a bit messy if you have multiple cables connected to it. While the use of both front and back ports is effectively useful, I've occasionally cringed when I look down to see cables stretching in various directions on my desk surface. Cable management is a lot of work, and hubs dictate the flow of the cables. Unless your computing accessories use a wireless USB connection, you're going to have to do some cable management. Finally, the power brick that powers the beCreatus DP1310 docking station is, quite frankly, huge. As someone with a sit-stand desk, I was a little unsure where to put this behemoth when I first set it up. Leaving it on my desk would contribute to making it feel cluttered, but keeping it on the floor would make it a potential hazard when I move my desk up and down every day, and it may accidentally unplug from the movement or get kicked by my foot. Eventually, I settled on keeping it on the furthest top left corner of my desk and strategically placing my laptop stand in front of it so I wouldn't have to see it. Understandably, you need quite a bit of power for this hefty dock, but hopefully future iterations can condense this battery pack design. My favorite part about the beCreatus DP1310 is that it simply works. Docking stations are kind of like the unsung hero in a setup. A strong one can power and withstand the energy consumption of all your devices and peripherals while supporting you in your computing activities. While there are things I feel the BenQ can do to improve future iterations of in the design department, the build quality and overall effectiveness of the docking station gives me confidence to use it every day. At a price point of about $299, I think this is a premium computing accessory that is immensely beneficial. Let me know what your current desk setup is like and if you use a docking station. I'm Lida from the Sypnotix. I will see you guys next time. Bye!
The other day, my house was leaking, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do about this. I'm a tech guy. I only know tech, so how do I fix that? And then you subscribed and it fixed it, so thank you.